But I did DM you like hard eyes.
A bunch of times. Everything I posted. A picture of a sandwich, a picture of my dog, a picture of like me being like trying to get my steps in today. Everyone stay strong during COVID, whatever. Like
you're like supportive of the fitness goal.
Yeah,
Everyone
exactly.
stay strong. Whoa, we won. Boy. Welcome to the Big Bad Podcast for you. I'm Syd.
I'm the Olivia one.
And today we have some very special ones with us. Here to help us believe in love. We have, you know them from Happy Wife, Happy Life, the podcast. It's Jordan and Kendall. How are you?
Hello. Thanks for having us. We're so excited to be here.
Thank you for being here.
So
and now we
much.
can just get back into what we
Okay, now that
opposite body
that's out of
dysmorphia.
yeah.
Okay,
Opposite body dysmorphia. Well, we think each other are really hot, and then we think we're really hot, and then sometimes you'll see a picture where you're like, I do not look like that, and I reject that. I don't think I'm wrong.
No, I
actually don't think I even have dysmorphia. I think I'm just right.
Yeah.
And I think pictures are evil. And
you're just hot, and sometimes a picture is bad.
yes, 100%. And I never understood. I'm like, why do I look like a baked potato in photos, but in real life I look so dynamic and beautiful? And a makeup artist was like, that's because in a photo or in a video, you're taking a 3-dimensional image and making it 2-dimensional.
Yep.
That's why you have to have so much makeup and contour and stuff on.
And angles are so important.
Yes.
Like you could just be like a little bit to the side and your 2-dimensional self would look completely fucking different.
Smushes you. Yeah, 100%. And once I learned that, I was like, okay, well, it's the camera's fault or the person taking the picture.
Yeah.
And if I look bad, then
and you could
I don't know
always
what to
enact
say.
revenge.
Yes.
Like violent revenge.
100%. Well, that's why I think we just don't know how to take pictures also, of each other. Like I ruin, anytime you ask me to take a photo, I'm like, I know this is not what you wanted. And I've resorted to using this app called Huji.
Explain.
I love to
It's not a tip. Don't take it. It's not a good idea. I'm just telling you.
It's going to be so embarrassing when you look back in like a year. It's really giving boomerang.
Well, it's CamWow. Like if you took all your photos on CamWow in middle school and you're like, wow, I wish I had these photos not in a neon setting.
Right.
And it's an app that's supposed to, sorry, there's a hair on me.
That's beautiful.
Thank you. It's like an app that makes it look like you took it on a film camera.
Right.
Doesn't look like that.
Right.
So this is like old Instagram style.
Yes. And it looks as such. It really doesn't look like an authentic. And there's a huge thing in the corner that says Huji.
Fair, yeah.
Which I didn't edit out.
You can't get rid of that.
There's no pro.
Well, I think you might be. There's pro. I don't pay for it.
Why would we pay for it?
You could take it out. Kendall cannot.
Got it.
Right. And I'll take it. Right. I don't take it out. And it, but to me, it kind of blurs. It just does a lot of blurring.
Right.
Kind of like how I would take on a Polaroid. I say, oh, you see nothing of, it's just a silhouette of a hot woman.
Yes. We were in New York recently and the subway had the weirdest ads and one of them was, it was like a subway car full of Facetune ads.
Oh yeah.
And the whole thing was like, the best makeup is no makeup, Facetune. And it's like, okay, and they were trying to be really like relatable and like, you know, but then some of the ads got so depressing. It was like a picture of like a super hot girl and it's like, look like your apartment has windows.
Oh my God. And not like you're a kidnapped victim.
Oh my God. Like that, what the fuck? Yeah.
Yeah,
It was,
I will say on this recent trip, everywhere we went, I saw things that I was like, oh God, that's making me depressed.
Yeah.
In the airport, in every bathroom stall, thing being like, if you're being trafficked, just let us know.
oh my God. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Please let us know.
That has to be in every bathroom.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
happening?
Yeah. Are y'all former New York girlies like we are?
No. Oh, you
Always
guys are
LA.
from New York.
Yes, for a long time.
Oh my God.
Not from originally, but
How is it?
Where are you from originally?
I moved around a ton, but originally like New Orleans and
Oh, cool.
Louisiana and Mississippi near New Orleans is where my family's from.
Okay, great.
Yeah. And I'm from North Carolina, technically born there, lived there till I was 5, and then moved to Northern California.
That is so then you guys both moved to New York and then met in New York, question mark?
Well, we crossed, we were like ships in a night.
Okay,
in New
literally
York.
my parents.
Yeah.
I would love
Literally
to
my
hear-
parents.
Can you tell us your love story
Yeah.
as if we're your children?
Oh my God. And can you name us like we're your children?
Oh, I really love that because I'm always collecting. We're not going to have children, but anytime we have a memory box, I always keep stuff. I say, oh, when our kids open up this box, this will be so special.
And we can always open it.
Exactly.
That's a great
We're not going to
idea.
have kids, so I might just send the box to you and you can be like.
and you can also, during this speech, you were also allowed to reprimand us for something we did as as your kids.
I kind of think it would be fun for you guys because if you don't want kids, like, but when you have the feeling of wanting kids, you can just call us up.
100%.
Okay,
100%.
I love that, and I do feel okay.
Okay, you get one name and I get the other.
Okay, beautiful.
What?
If we're naming them as our children.
It's like we're changing our names.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yes, I'm.
Okay, Danielle.
That's the name.
Yeah.
I thought this was a fun moment for you to pick like a name you'd actually want to name a child.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah.
I guess it's not Danielle.
You would never name a child Danielle.
I
Be so
wouldn't.
honest. Not that there's anything wrong, Danielle's. Sorry.
No,
but
it's so intimate to tell people what you would name your kids.
No,
I'm not
no,
even gonna have kids.
I think we should do this.
I'm gonna
I
say,
agree. I
but
be
there's
uncomfortable.
nothing
Say the
more-
name.
There's nothing more embarrassing than being like Aurora.
Yeah.
I get what
Let me help you really quickly.
Okay.
One of my closest friends in the entire world once said to me, "I really want to name my kids Travel and Pharaoh." And I was like, "You're sick."
And you're still friends.
So now,
So now,
good. Whatever you
the
say,
slate
it's
is
not
wiped clean,
Travel
everything
and it's
is
not Pharaoh.
But what if it was, and now I'm like,
we're both like, okay, two
Travel
new names,
Pharaoh.
I guess.
okay, if I were to name my kid, do you have one?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
You have them too. You have, don't you have a list in your phone?
I do. That's my problem. I'm like, I have to pick the one I'm going to use.
Oh,
Okay, yeah, you can start.
okay. Clark.
Cute.
Which
For a
one of you
girl.
wants to take it?
You're Clark.
I'm a Clark.
For
I
a
sense
girl.
that as well. Yeah.
Yeah, you're a girl, Clark, for sure.
Okay.
You know what? When we were at Disneyland, I seem insane. I know I'm wearing a tomato shirt and I'm talking about Disney. I'm not a Disney adult. I want to get that out up front.
I didn't even clock that.
Yeah, because it's a cool shirt and that's why I bought it. It doesn't seem like a Disney
No,
shirt.
it's sick as hell.
It's super cool. It looks like a Budweiser shirt.
It really
I
does.
love
It really does.
We were at the Disney pool and there was a girl there with the name Sadie and I liked that for a girl. I said that's classy.
And I feel like you could be a Sadie.
I can totally be
So
a
that's
Sadie.
your name,
Sadie and
Sadie.
Clark. That's beautiful.
That's cool.
Sadie Jean, middle name after my father.
Oh,
Sadie Jean is
and he's
great.
dead. That's
Sadie-
so
and
sweet.
Sadie Jean is
And that is sweet.
Wow,
Yeah, and
Sadie
that's so-
Jean is really
Sadie
good.
Jean is
know,
everything.
thank
Jean.
you.
What's
Okay.
my middle name?
Uh-oh.
Clark.
I know. Yeah.
Clark,
Kent. Clark. Clark Will, my dad's name, and he's still alive.
We know who's popular out of the two of you. And you're twins.
The idea of a little girl named Clark Kent, though.
Yeah, it's very
Kind
cute.
of hot. They would have to be a lesbian or it's
Right.
so
Or
bad.
else it really doesn't work. Yeah,
It's a
Clark,
waste.
Clark
Yeah.
Will, and Sadie Jean, obviously. Okay,
Beautiful.
So, what would we call you as our parents?
Yeah.
Oh, that's always so hard. This is why we can't have kids because I can't when the
'Cause it's
lesbians are like,
awful.
I'm mommy and she's mama.
I can't do that.
It's awful.
I can't say the word mama.
Yeah.
I just can't.
My friend
did, I
with lesbian moms always just says Mom Judy, Mom Pepper. Like,
Yeah.
name
That's
after the
respectful.
thing.
Yeah.
I say both mother.
Yeah.
Mother and mother.
Mother and mother.
Mother and mother. Okay. So
Mother and mother.
mother and mother.
How did you
fall in love?
Well, you know what I'll tell you, kids? You've both been, especially you, Sadie, whoring around a little bit. And I am super supportive of that. And we've gone to the gynecologist. Sadie, you don't necessarily need it as much, Clark. But I just want to, most of the stuff you've been doing on the internet, that's my problem with you. You've been doing real stuff in real life. And I just want to let you
No one
know.
wants to meet up.
Right.
But that's okay. Doing stuff on the internet is like a digital condom, so you don't have to worry.
Clark keeps asking people on Club Penguin where they live.
Right.
Yeah,
And
I
that's
keep
fine.
getting kicked off.
Yeah,
Right.
That's okay. That's your journey.
But we didn't meet that way. And I think you need to know like how true love begins because it's not the way you guys are doing it. Either of you, especially you, Clark. Not the way you're doing it. Because if you get pregnant, there's a world where that turns into something
Right.
that's not going to happen on Club Penguin.
That's so fair.
So we met in New York.
No, we didn't.
No, we didn't.
What?
Immediately.
Are you thinking of someone else?
Oh no! See, this is, what happens,
Is that your
Sadie.
other wife?
Yeah.
This is why you can't have
Around. Well, we were ships in the night. We both did improv at the Upright Citizens Brigade. Jordan is a couple years older than me, and so we were just not in the same group. This is, I swear this comes back to advice. But we didn't meet each other ever. But then during COVID, before COVID, you moved to LA.
Mm-hmm.
I was still in New York. Jordan had a little TikTok go viral.
Ooh.
Well, it wasn't a little TikTok. It was a huge TikTok.
It was a little silly little TikTok.
was it?
Giant TikTok. It was Barbies on the Mattel website that I thought looked like lesbians.
Hilarious.
And then I explained
Oh,
why I
I've for
thought.
sure seen that.
That's
Wow,
so good.
that's so
Okay,
nice. Thank
yes.
you. But I was just, I had been, before that I was touring, doing comedy and stuff. And then the pandemic happened and I was like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, everyone's talking about TikTok. I guess I'll make a TikTok. So I made a TikTok and it went viral. And Kendall had a friend that sent it to her.
Because I didn't even have TikTok. I didn't have TikTok at the time.
Yeah.
And so my friend sent me this video, and this was during, and I don't mean this, I would have hit on you.
This is so rude
I don't
when you
mean
say this. You can just leave this part out.
Well, I just think it's important because I think this story really makes it sound like I am an absolute creep on the internet. But it really was during a time of COVID where it was like, I was just in my house. This is month 8 probably of COVID. I was in New York, so it's just like in my apartment. I was drunk half the time. I was just all like, you start in the morning.
Yeah.
I remember my roommate and
what
I,
else would you do?
we just drank and we would watch long speeches of Donald Trump that I feel like aired every day for some reason. They'd be like another hour-long interview of him where he says something crazy.
It's like that part of Wicked when you hear Madame Morrible in the sky.
Yeah, exactly.
Every day.
Ow!
And it became so normal that when Biden became president, I was like, he's not doing, there's no more like interviews like that.
Yeah.
There's always like this sit-down interview in a garden, like the Friends reunion or something.
That's
And
hilarious.
he's just being interviewed. It was like every day we'd watch these and be drunk and like laugh and be like, we live in a hell. And besides that, it was just you stayed DMing. That was all you did.
Be in those DMs.
I know. And so my friend sent me Jordan's TikTok and was like, you should DM her. She's so funny and so cool. And did UCB Improv? And I was like, okay. So I started just sending like heart eye emojis to everything Jordan posted.
Yeah, but I need to take a time out.
What?
How many people were you doing that to? Just for clarity's sake, because Kendall always goes, I was DMing the accounts of famous dogs, whatever. No, you weren't.
Well,
You weren't trying
crazy.
to fuck the
I was not
famous
trying to
dogs.
fuck a dog. Let's
I don't know. I wasn't there. That was before we were dating. I wasn't there. I don't know. That was before we were dating.
crazy.
As far as I know, you could have been.
I don't know.
It was COVID. Anything. We were all in a weird place. No,
It's COVID. Dogs were on the table.
No, it wasn't like I was actively pursuing. I think with you, I was really like, I would love to like go on a date with you. But I think there was just a lot of like, I don't know, even on like dating apps, it's like when you're bored, you're just like, I'm just chatting with all these people. I don't even think I'm going to ever meet you. I'm just kind of like, you look gay.
Yeah.
Hey, funny picture. Winky face. And that was it.
Just winked.
Was that hot?
No,
Or is that- and that's why
winky face.
And so but there's not a lot of people I was like repeatedly DMing. I was just kind of like, I'm not a huge DMer in general.
Yeah.
So I was just doing more DMing than possible. And I was more like into, I think usually in real life, before COVID, I would have just like met people out in the world. I wasn't like, I see this person that lives in Los Angeles. I'm going to DM them and see if they want to have a long distance relationship. But I did DM you like hard eyes.
A bunch of times. Everything I posted. A picture of a sandwich. A picture of my dog. A picture of like me being like, trying to get my steps in today. Everyone stay strong during COVID, whatever. Like
you're like supportive of the fitness goal.
Yeah,
Everyone
exactly.
stay strong. Whoa, we won.
And so she just kept DMing me until finally I was like, who is this? I think her first couple ones went to my message request. I was like, who is this? And then I looked
rough.
and I was
Went
like,
to the
wait,
message
she's
request.
hottie patati. And then I saw she had messaged me so many times. I'm like, okay, she's trying to get V to V. So I got a message her. I was like, hey, queen, how are you?
I do like that this is still to your kids. You're like, she was trying to get me.
Yeah,
We're
sex positive.
Mother are very sex
Mother
positive.
and mother are very.
Yes, I love you both very much. So I want to be real with you.
Yeah.
We're only
and
in
I've
this
been pouring
conversation-
around. I'm at Planned Parenthood all the time.
You get
And
it.
we're having Sadie here because we don't want you to feel excluded. We don't want to feel like that you're being attacked.
Right.
But this mostly is just for you.
Right.
I'd be fucking.
Yeah, 100%.
You're doing V to V.
Yeah,
I'm doing V to V, and I'm 15. How old are you?
Yeah, I assumed 8.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe you guys were like 20 or 30.
Okay,
No,
okay,
no.
great.
Right.
I feel like once you're 20 and 30, you should know how your parents met.
Yeah.
100%. Also, you should not be on Club Penguin.
Asking people where they live.
This is not acceptable.
Maybe it's
actually.
other adults. We don't know
It
who
is
you're
it.
asking.
I've checked
It
the
could be,
DMs.
but you
it's
don't know
not.
either.
I
On Club Penguin, because you can't tell.
I guess that's true.
Yeah, I only see their penguin form. Olivia, let me ask you a question.
Totally.
Orally, how are you doing?
Oh, orally, I'm doing incredible because I've got so many knobs in my mouth.
Right.
Right. And of course, what I mean by that is Biome's toothpaste tablets, knobs.
Knobs is everything that toothpaste should be. It's all the good stuff and no BS.
Yeah, knobs, no BS. That's literally what it is.
That's exactly what it spells. Knobs is toothpaste, but it's not regular toothpaste.
right.
It's dehydrated tablets with no unnecessary preservatives.
They offer a compact and mess-free solution, ideal for traveling. Snakes on a plane, more like knobs on a plane.
Knobs is plastic-free, cruelty-free, vegan.
There's just 13 ingredients. It's glycerin-free, paraben-free, SLS-free. It's genuinely, like, it's not free, but it is free of most things.
There's no artificial colors, flavors, fragrances. It's great for pregnant women. It's great for everybody.
It's 100% plastic-free and sustainable and zero waste, which is great. It's also like good toothpaste. It remineralizes and strengthens enamel. It reduces hypersensitivity and fights tooth decay, which is great. Sometimes I'm a girl with a sensitive tooth here and there. I don't know.
Unlock 10% of your entire order this June and July.
Visit betterbiome.com and enter the promo code knobs in your mouth at checkout.
That's code knobs in your mouth. Like what you like to do on the weekend.
Like if you think about it, like knobs in your mouth, that's the code. So life's been a little bit crazy recently, but one thing that really helps me unwind is Cornbread Hemp's CBD gummies.
Yeah, sometimes I have a hard time getting to sleep, and at night I'll just pop a little CBD gummy, and then I feel really relaxed, and by the time I'm in bed, I just go straight to sleep.
That's
and I stay asleep. It's so lovely.
Cornbread Hemp CBD gummies are made to help you feel better, whether it's stress, discomfort, or just needing a little relaxation.
And if you're alive, you need relaxation. And they only use the best part of the hemp plant. Do you know what the best part of the hemp plant is?
Tell me. No, I don't.
It's the flower.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, they only use the flower for the purest and most potent CBD.
And it's specifically formulated to help relieve stress, discomfort, and sleeplessness.
And all products are third-party lab tested.
And USDA organic to ensure safety and purity. Right now, Syd and Olivia Talk Shit listeners can save 30% off their first order. Go to cornbreadhemp.com/talk and use the code TALK at checkout.
That is cornbreadhemp.com/talk and use the code TALK at checkout. Wait, so you guys, so you were like, she's trying to get V2V, and then what happened?
I was like, okay, I'll message. She's so cutie. And I was like, hey, like, what's your deal? Why are you messaging me so much? Like, let's talk out. I don't remember exactly what I said, but something to that effect. I was just like, oh, you're messaging me like so much. And like, how did we never meet? Like, because we had so many mutual friends on Instagram.
When you went to our Instagram, it was like 200 mutual friends.
How have we never met? And Kendall was like, well, I think I maybe moved to New York a little after you. And so, whatever. And she was like, let's do a Zoom date. And I was like, great.
That's so cute.
Cool. And then right before our Zoom date, she was like, I do have to say, I am a couple years younger than you. And I was like, okay, I'm actually not interested. And she was like, also, I live in New York. And I was like, oh, I thought you lived in LA now. So I'm not interested in either one of those things. I had never dated someone younger than me, and I did not want to be in a long-distance relationship.
6 years.
Yeah, oh, okay. You were 21 and I was, I think...
20. Oh, no,
I think I was
not 6.
I think I was 20. You were 21 and I was 26.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Got it. So like not like a crazy age difference.
But when one person is under 25, there is like, I think
I understand if you hadn't known each other.
Yeah. Yes.
Being like, that age seems a little like no to me.
Yeah.
Whereas if you had just met naturally and didn't know, it'd be like, this is fine.
Yeah.
Yes. And I had only dated people that were like 5 to 10 years older than me ever. Yeah. So I was like, that's definitely not for me. But Kendall was like, no, I think you'll like really, really like me. And I was like, okay, that's very confident and cool.
Yeah, that is fucking cool.
So I texted some mutual friends.
Thank you for thinking it's cool. It also could be seen as completely insane.
No, it was very cool.
I wish I
love that.
Like if I had that confidence ever in my life, I would probably be doing so well.
I do. I love No. You're going to like what you're going to like.
No. Trust me, you're going to fucking like it.
Yeah. And she was right. Yeah. So I texted some friends. I was like, okay, what's this girl's deal? Mm-hmm. And they were all like, oh, she's really cool. She's super funny.
She just wants V2V.
Exactly.
Just as desperate for
literally,
V2V.
she's so cool. She's just what you're clocking is just she's desperate for V2V, and you're like, it's COVID.
Absolutely. Right. So I was like, okay, fine. I will go on one Zoom date with you, but just to be clear, I like don't. I'm not interested, and which is obviously a lie because why?
It's a beautiful start.
Why would I agree to go on a Zoom date if I like? But I was just like, this is not going to work, and I had just gotten out of like kind of a weird, complicated thing, and I was like, and she lives in New York, and it's COVID. I was like, it's just not going to work.
On some level.
Yeah,
but once you get a little taste of K,
I know.
Can't get enough.
Yeah, I'm addicted to the special K now.
What was the Zoom date like? What happened?
It was like 7 hours, and then the next day, Jordan was like,
I'm just thinking about you all day.
Stop. Seriously.
I remember you said, I want to take you camping. We still have never done that. Because
And I don't
we
like
don't want
camping.
to
I don't know why I said that. We were saying crazy stuff to each other when we first started dating. Kendall famously said to me,
Take you camping. I've never been. I don't know.
never been camping, still never have. I went to an estate sale with a friend and
Like the next day.
yeah, and Kendall was like, oh my God, you went to an estate sale? Estate sales are my happy place.
That actually makes me, that makes me so deep. Like, that's like one of the only things that's ever really embarrassed me.
Yeah.
That sentence is horrible.
Yeah, and then to come to find
My
out,
happy place? What is
months later, she came to see me and I was like, so I planned an estate sale for us to go to while you're here. And she was like, ew. She was like, I don't want to go look around a dead person's house. And I was like,
You said
okay,
that was your
you told
happy
me
place.
estate sales were your happy place. And she was like, I literally swear on my life, which Kendall says all the time, I swear on my life, I swear to God, that never happened. I was like, okay. So then I just pulled up the message and she was like, okay.
so
There's
good.
something so funny, and I do it all the time because I have a terrible memory. There's
Yeah.
something so funny about accidentally, very confidently gaslighting somebody. Being like, that never fucking
Well,
happened.
and then you're defensive because people know that about you. So they go, well, yeah, but you don't know. You're always just like saying shit.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, yeah. And everyone thinks I don't know anything. And then I'm wrong.
I do the same
I
thing.
remember too much. Like, I don't remember like necessarily when I need to be places, but I remember everything everyone has always like ever said.
Me
ever.
too.
And so it's really upsetting because sometimes I feel like when I'm telling someone what they did, like I'm making it up. And I'm like, I swear to God, you were wearing this shirt. I was wearing this shirt. The conversation went like this. And I'm sure I'm not getting it perfectly, but it feels like I'm gaslighting people because I'm like, I'm telling you something you did and you're like, I did not do that.
But that's why it's hard in arguments because we'll have moments where I'm like, okay, so now it's just like whatever you say goes because I don't remember
it.
even what we're talking about.
Right.
No, you could abuse that power so easily.
Well, exactly. And
I don't.
I don't think. I don't even know. There's no way of knowing. I have literally, as far as I know, I've been doing this podcast with you guys for my entire life. I don't know where. I don't remember anything.
That's so funny.
That's
sick.
so good. That requires like a huge amount of trust to be like, I don't know where I am. I don't know what's going on, but I assume you know.
It's like those movies where someone wakes up. There's
It's
a
50 First
documentary.
Dates.
Yes, there's this documentary, but I haven't watched it, so I shouldn't be giving a debrief on it.
I do love
But it's like these, I think they were twins. I don't know. And you guys know you're twins. Sadie and Kent.
Sadie and
Clark.
Sorry. Yeah.
We call Clark Kent
boy.
sometimes because it's like a family
It's
joke.
fun.
Sure.
It's fun.
Yeah, all the family jokes are always on Clark.
Kent.
Mother and mother,
yeah.
eat me.
But they're twins and one of them had some form of amnesia and the other one is his stuck by him and explained his life.
Oh.
I don't remember.
This is a real documentary.
Right. I know it's real. I wasn't questioning that I was making up this documentary. Thank you. But I should know that it was.
Okay. I thought I was being helpful.
I don't know if I'm fully accurate on. I didn't watch it, so I'm like, I don't know the details of it. But what I'm pretty sure is the one telling him stuff lies the whole time. But he's in the documentary, right? Sorry, now you don't want.
Are you
to get
asking?
Any-
Wait, I have
Oh, you
to
need
see
help
this.
now?
That's crazy.
Yes, it's basically like one of them, and I also have not seen this. I didn't bring it up, but I also have not seen this. Yeah, I think from the trailer, it leads you to believe that
He made
The
shit
best
up.
press tour for this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can fucking see it.
yeah, we have a brand deal with that
I'm pretty
documentary.
sure I think they're twins.
Yeah, but one of them has amnesia, the other one is like, this is our life, this is what happened, this is our family and our relationship with them, and this was your deal and my deal or whatever, and then
It's not
the brother finds out that
It's all a lie.
it had
From
been
what-
a lot of it had been untrue, and the brother had been taking advantage of a lot of things.
Oh, that's fucking terrifying.
A great horror movie.
Yeah.
It is. I'm shocked it's a documentary because it's such a good
Well, I'm
narrative.
sure it'll
horror.
inspire a good.
Yeah, it's going to inspire one that I'm going to write right now.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm going to leave right now
Okay,
and
get
start
out of
writing.
here. Do
Goodbye, everyone. Wait, how long were you guys long distance for?
embarrassingly short amount of time.
I don't think that. Well, because one of the things on our first date that Kendall was like, my parents live in California. I am moving back to California soon. My plan is to get back to California. So it's not like if we dated, you would be dating someone who's like, I love New York. I'm staying in New York forever.
Yeah. Which I think you're right, because I think in my head, I immediately was like, I'm getting on a plane.
No,
this
I think
was a
that's how you
great first date.
felt.
Yes, but then I'm like, I was already like, I'm going to probably move back to California anyway, so it's not that crazy.
There was a soft plan.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, and so I think we started dating in October, and then I think we dated for a couple months before we met, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
It was during COVID, so we couldn't
That
really
is
like
so
go anywhere.
cool.
Yeah.
I've never.
Oh, that's so nice.
I don't know. I can't picture that, and I'm just like, that is like such a crazy love story. I
It
love
was
that.
wild. Like we like did everything like over, just everything over Zoom.
Yeah. And then
And I
eventually
mean
met-
everything.
I mean everything, kids.
Okay.
So then what was the first in-person date?
Oh, it was so, well, I don't know if it was even, I went and stayed with Jordan for a week, which I was like very nervous about.
Yeah,
you're
because if
like,
it doesn't go right, that's
Right.
really
I'm just
scary.
here.
Yeah.
But once again, it's COVID, and we were like, you're scared to fly, and whatever.
Yep.
But
was crazy.
it was so wild.
Yeah.
But your dad was sick, so you were like, I'm gonna come see my dad, which normally I wouldn't just be like hopping on a plane during COVID, but I have to come to California anyway to like see my dad.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, great. So I picked you up at the Burbank airport.
and
I think
literally
it's so much better
remember-
than LAX.
Yes.
So much better.
So
and we,
You were
well,
also staying together during your dad being sick. That's also like a really intimate
Yeah.
thing for like
yeah.
a first.
Well, that's like I moved, and then I moved back in my parents for a little bit because my dad was still
Yeah.
sick, and then
And we would drive to see each
we
other.
would drive to see, which was really nice. But then, I still remember we like went to the Burbank airport, and Jordan had a sign, and it was very cute, and we just for
Was
everything.
it like welcome home, Elder Kendal?
Yeah,
what I said I
exactly.
needed to say.
Exactly. Yeah, she's wearing her little Mormon outfit.
Yeah.
It was crazy because I was like, oh, this is gonna be like so awkward. I like made this like little sign, which is not. I'm not very like. I don't know what the word I'm looking at. I'm not very like, I don't know, cheesy in that way, maybe, or at least I wasn't historically.
You're not very rom-com.
Yes, I wasn't. And Kendahl has really changed me. But that felt like one of the first things I did where I was like, okay, this is like a silly thing that like, whatever. So I like had the little sign and I was like, this is gonna be like embarrassing or whatever. I got to the airport and there were like 5 other lesbians with signs waiting to pick up
my
their long distance
God.
partners, who I'm assuming they had also never met.
That's so fucking good.
That's so funny.
Yeah, there was hundreds of them.
Oh, that's
Were
so
you
good.
guys
You
were
fit
you
right
like
in.
official before you met in person, or was it like just like an assumed thing of like we're together?
It was like you didn't ask me until at the airport, literally at the airport. I think you said, I love you. Will you be my girlfriend at the airport?
Yeah.
But then like we were like official before. But
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
didn't say it.
And once again, it was like COVID. So
Yeah,
it was
no,
like,
it's
not
you're
like
going
we
into it
were-
being like, no one's ever experienced this
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
Let's- we're kind of flying by the seat of our pants.
And we weren't like out and about. So I didn't have to
Yeah.
be like, oh, are you seeing other people?
Right.
Or whatever.
Are
We were
you
both just-
zooming
Are
other
you
people?
zooming
Yeah,
other
yeah.
people?
Yeah.
Well, that was the only thing that's like I don't think we ever really got that casual like, oh,
Yeah.
will we, won't we thing
Yeah.
because of COVID, because you really have to immediately be like, well, how are you dealing with the pandemic?
Yeah.
Like, what are your
Is that
views on the
compatible
pandemic?
with mine?
Yes,
And can
like-
we do this or no?
Exactly. Like we need
Yeah.
to plan, okay, are you getting tested before? Even like we were Zoom dating, so it was less of this, but I'd gone on a couple first dates during COVID where it was like, you have to be like, can you send me
Your test results?
your test results?
With the date?
It's like not
Yeah.
romantic at all.
Totally. It was like a time where you ended up getting really intimate really fast
Yeah.
in that it's like, oh, we can't see anyone else, or
Yeah.
like,
There was a lot of people we know, myself included, where it was like they were in a relationship for, less than a year, and then it was like, do you move in or do you not? And do you move in together and see each other every day,
Yeah.
or do you not see each other anymore?
Yeah.
And I think that's just like such a crazy historical thing.
yeah, it was really different, really
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah. I think it worked better for us than it did for a lot of other people I've talked to, just because Kendahl and I are very honest and upfront, and we're also very in touch with what we want.
That's so
And I think we're both very on the same page with that. So I think it was easier for us than it is for, I feel like, a lot of other people that tried to start dating during
Yeah.
the pandemic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's so cool.
Sweet.
That's fucking awesome.
When did you get engaged?
2 years ago. Well,
December. So a year and a half ago.
Yeah. December.
Mother and mother.
How did that go down, mother and mother?
The story.
Yeah. Engaged.
Well, children, I was going to take Kendal to Europe and propose
That's everything.
at like Europe's oldest theme park in
Yeah.
Copenhagen on like a little old timey ride where I had this whole plan.
That rips.
And then I messed up my feet, and my feet had been messed up for a couple months now. At that point, it started to get really bad, and then they scheduled me for surgery on both my feet. Yes, and I like
Could
even
you
before
not
that,
walk around?
After the surgery, no.
After the surgery, no, I was in a wheelchair for a while.
Oh, that
Both
sucks.
feet.
Before that, I could not walk for like extended periods of time.
Right, and Europe is very walking.
Yes. So I was like, I can't do this. But I was like, what am I like now not going to propose until I was like, I just have to do it. So I ended up doing it on our couch on Christmas morning, which a lot of people really hate, which was shocking to me. The morning, Kendall loves like non-religious Christmas.
Me too. Me too.
love it.
I'm obsessed with it.
I love
Yeah.
it.
And the second it gets a little religious, I freak out.
Yes, she
But I
absolutely loves it.
Just childhood happy Christmas. Yeah, it's. I love any excuse to celebrate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love holidays.
Have you been to have you been to Copenhagen?
No.
If you ever go, you have to go to
They have Christmas Town, right?
well, yes, and then they have a theme park there called
Where I was going to propose. We ended up going a year later, but
what was it called?
oh no.
Wait, is it like a Christmas theme park?
I keep saying Schlitterbahn.
Schlitterbahn
That's
is
a
the water park in Texas.
Schlitterbox.
Wait, that's a water park in Texas. and
Schlitterbahn.
It's my dream to go.
What is it?
Doesn't it sound like kind of like an
Schlitterbahn.
offensive word?
Yeah, it sounds like I actually coming out of my mouth. I was like,
Wait, no, it's like
sounds
a
like
German themed
like a-
water park.
It sounds like a
Okay, that's
German
why my blood was like,
word. It sounds like a German word for something bad.
Yes.
But it's a water. It's something
Yeah.
very good. It's
Yeah.
it's very
Yeah.
good.
We're pulling up.
Oh,
some-
incredible.
yeah,
That's it.
that doesn't look at all what it sounds like.
No,
This is my dream, and this is actually where I wish you had proposed.
I know.
But
Sorry.
you did it.
Huge.
That's fine.
Yeah,
huge
in the
issue.
water.
you'd need
on the lazy
feet or two,
river.
though.
Yeah.
I love it so much, and you can stay overnight. That's what makes it different.
Oh,
You can
that's so
stay
in the
overnight.
water.
Oh, you can stay underwater overnight.
Yeah.
Overnight.
They drown you.
Sleep there.
Excellent place to
You
drown.
can get the Drown Me package at Schlitterbahn.
Yeah.
And the Germans come out and they just do it right there.
Yeah, it's awesome.
But there is a Copenhagen park, which I wish I could. I'll send you the name of it. But it is in Christmas time. It is like a Christmas one.
I would shit my pants
fun.
in
Yeah.
the best possible way.
It was awesome. And that's where I was going to propose, but I couldn't. But I also had already booked that trip and everything, so I couldn't get refunds on anything. I just had to push the date. So we ended up going a year later. But I was like, you know what? I'm just going to propose on the couch. So I proposed like 2 nights before at my surgery. I woke up Christmas morning to propose, and everything on my TikTok was like, here are my non-negotiables for being proposed to. This is when that trend was really big. And all of them were like, number one, if you propose to me on a holiday, I will shoot you in the head with a gun. And I was like,
why?
okay. I think what it is.
I'm like socially off.
I
like
have
what
no idea
what
about
is
this
it
stuff,
that
yeah.
Well,
it makes that bad?
I think it is toxic, I'll say. But I think there's two things. I think one is that people are like, don't have a thing that I want to be private between you and me be at like a big family function.
Okay, yeah.
Which I'm like, okay, I get that.
I would love to be proposed to at a big function.
Okay.
But I understand someone not wanting that.
Sure. And then I think there's also this thing that I had never thought about, but I've seen a lot recently, where straight women with boyfriends will be like, do not propose to me at a thing that's already nice that you didn't have to put effort into making that.
Okay,
So
I
don't
hear
propose
that.
to me at somebody else's wedding.
Right.
Don't propose to me
Also,
at
that's
a
ruining someone's
Yes,
race.
that's making someone else's wedding about you.
Exactly. Don't propose to me at like a family thing. Whatever, because they're
Don't
like,
tack your proposal onto something that you didn't have to work for. I do understand that,
Exactly.
especially in a relationship with, like, let's say a straight guy that doesn't love to try.
Well, because
Exactly.
I think there's something about like a lot of times. Sorry, I don't want to be a straight hater because I
No,
know
it's a very
they
easy
deal
thing
with
to be.
so much.
No,
And I
yeah, they do really
Here's the
deal
thing.
with so
As of
much.
just recently, here's the thing. It's Pride Month.
I do feel like there's like sometimes these big moments are like such a big deal to them because their
Yeah.
relationship is bad the entire year. Not all straight people.
No, but we were
But
talking
there's
about
so
that,
many-
like that Facebook post of like, well, the ride's been tough. It's been up and down, but this is my man that God sent me from heaven, and we fight every day.
Oh,
but
yeah.
that's marriage. You're like that.
They've been
is
married
like
2 weeks.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
did they
like,
just
oh
get back
God,
from their
it shouldn't be that hard.
Yes, and so I think sometimes there's all these things where they need like, okay, the proposal has to, or I'll see these videos of them getting engaged and the woman is like sobbing and like nothing wrong with that. But I remember like feeling a little I was like, is it crazy that I'm not like that emotional? And I was a little emotional just because I was like excited.
Yeah.
But I was like, I know you're gonna propose to me. And
Yeah.
also I know you like me. I think
Yeah.
sometimes I'll see these videos and it's like that is when the woman, or they'll hear the vows, and it's like the first time that man has ever like
expressed
said anything
that he likes them
emotional
at
to
all.
Yeah.
and they're like, oh my, and it feels so intense. First, I feel like every day Jordan's like, you are the love of my life.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I already heard it a million
No,
times.
it makes sense of like if you're never getting that kind of validation from your partner,
Yeah.
of course you're
Yeah.
going to be like, what the fuck, and break down. But if you're like, yeah, I know we're in a good spot, it's like, yeah, it's the same thing of the Facebook.
And I
post.
also think of like with heteronormative, like the way you're raised in a super heteronormative situation is like, it's all about the kind of show of it. It's like, oh, the Prince Charming comes and he opens the door for you and he does, and it's all the little romantic things that you're supposed to be, oh, what's my wedding dress going to be like? And it's weird because I used to kind of be a little bit like, oh, I have a wedding Pinterest board. I have a DDDD. And I would like, oh, this is what, like, and I would just plan every element of it. And then you get kicked in the teeth over and over and over again in life. And then you kind of go like, all right, just if someone just cared if I lived or died and expressed that regularly and showed it with consistent actions, that actually is what I would like.
Right. Well, because it's like things you can cling to. It's like, okay, but if he's doing these things, it's fine. Like, no matter what's going on. But if I get the fairy tale proposal, and it's like that fairy tale thing. If I get the fairy tale blank, then that means that it's all worth it. And it's like some people can do a huge, amazing proposal that they spend so much money on and still treat you badly or still cheat on you or still be like not compatible or not nice to you or not get you as a person. And it's like, I think that's part of growing up is being like, oh, it's not about the like on paper, how sparkly is it? It's like, is this person good? But I think that's what it feels so overwhelming to just in your own brain be like, is this person good for me? Yes. But so I think people love to be like, well, yes, because they do X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
I even remember like, in the beginning of our relationship, I was like, I would never sleep in a separate bed as my partner, ever. I would never do that.
And we got on this conversation because my parents a lot of times will not sleep in the same room because my dad is retired and cannot sleep through the night. And my mom is a full-time like head nurse at an ICU here in LA at a big hospital.
Need your sleep.
Yes. So my mom, a lot of times they'll like start out in the same bed, but my dad will wake up in the middle of the night, wants to like put the TV on or whatever. Yeah. He'll go to the couch, sleep. My mom's like hooked up to her CPAP machine.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta get her 9 hours or whatever. So sometimes they'll sleep in different rooms. And I think that's so nice and so considerate and really feels like in no way, shape or form are they posturing. My parents are just like, yeah, I want you to get good sleep. I want whatever. Like my dad cares so much about my mom getting good sleep. I'm like, oh, that's very nice and thoughtful. And Kendal was like, no, they hate each other.
No, okay, I did not know your parents. You're trying to give me a try. I don't even think I referenced your parents. I was just saying separately, and I think you were like, well, my parents do it. And I was like, oh, I've never heard it in a positive way.
Yeah, it's usually like, oh, this marriage is falling apart when people talk about it.
And so I was like clinging to that. And then I think as I've gotten more stable in my life, I'm like, oh yeah, I don't need to be like confirmed that Jordan likes me every single day because I'm just like confident. And
Yeah.
It's
also like, it's kind of like a very romantic gesture to be like, oh, well, I care about your work and I care that you are able to perform well at your job. And so like, let's do this. It's like, I something that like I talk to my dad about sometimes is
and
like,
she and her dad sleep in separate beds.
Sure.
as of just recently.
Of course. Well, to be courteous.
Yeah, because he's an ICU nurse.
He's an ICU nurse. He just started.
Your CPAP,
So, but no, it's like everyone like has their version of like their flowers or their roses. Like the thing that's romantic that you do for someone isn't because it's like, oh, it's like a box of chocolates and like everyone does that and so it's romantic. It's like, oh, it's romantic because it's like, I know you would appreciate it.
It's custom tailored to the person you're being romantic
It's like a sweet. So it's like you proposing on Christmas morning was romantic because you're like, I know you're going to love this.
Yes. Well, and we both don't have big families. Neither one of us are religious. And I was like, how fun would it be to propose on Christmas? And now like every year for the rest of forever, that's like when I proposed and we can do like a fun little thing on Christmas.
And it's not like you got married on Christmas. So it's not like, oh, our anniversary. It's like you have the option to be like, oh, this was when, but it's not like a big deal for everyone else where everyone has to on Christmas, like wish you happy anniversary it's like, I think it's perfect.
Yeah. So it felt fun, but I put the ring, which we had already gone and looked at and tried on and she decided what she wanted and all this stuff. And I put it in the stocking at the bottom of her stocking. So she like went through her stocking and then pulled out the ring and opened it and looked at me and said, me? Why?
I literally was so panicked. It's actually crazy. I think I think of myself as a confident person, but I'm not. And
that's an amazing response.
Such a different thing from being like, you're going to like me. I
because that was fake and I think I was drunk when I said that. This is me in the morning.
That is the difference. When I'm drunk, I'm so confident.
I'm like, I'm the hottest person who's ever lived.
Yeah, you're going to fucking love me.
I think I was so scared that I just went through 80 different things. I was like, okay, I think this is the ring that I picked out, which is crazy because obviously it was. It's so I don't own what, like it was an engagement ring.
Yeah.
But I was so worried I was wrong. And then I was
Right.
going to be like, yes. And they
then-
were going to be like, no.
No, this
I'm
is
not
just a
asking you."
ring. Yeah.
Yes. Or they were going to I was going to be like, yes, I'll marry you. And they were going to be like, no, I'm not asking you. I just got it. And then I'll do it later. I was going through these
Right.
backflips of I
Yeah.
don't want to do it. Also, I looked so ugly and I felt bad because so I had cut my hair short and it just didn't look good.
No, it looked great.
But not when it wasn't. When it was done, it looked good. But when it did, whatever.
I get that. There's certain haircuts that require style, and then
Yes.
you realialize that before you get, after you get them.
Yes. And so I woke up and Jerome was like, do you want to brush your teeth? And I was like, it's fucking Christmas, bitch. And they're like, do you want to brush your hair? I was like, no.
That's so sweet.
Thanks, but I don't want you being such a hater on Christmas, okay? And then they were filming, which wasn't that crazy because they film a lot of content. So
I was like, I'm doing a vlog.
That's
yeah.
so cute.
And then so they were filming and I looked so bad in the video. And then I didn't really realize we were filming, or I don't know, I forgot. Once again, I had no idea where I was.
Right. You're like, it's Christmas? Wait.
Me? Every moment I was like, oh my God, it's Christmas. I literally
You said me, you were like, who am I?
Yeah.
Wait, who am I?
That was a
Quickly.
genuine question.
Who are you? Who am I? Help me.
Or do we know each other? I immediately started talking in a baby voice.
We almost exclusively talk to each other in a baby voice at home.
I think that's valid.
It was like,
Yeah.
But so immediately this video is actually, I'm sure it's on your phone, but I was immediately I was like, you can never show anyone this video. I look like a troll and I'm talking in a voice that also traumatized me because I actually do think I'm being cute when I'm doing a baby voice.
When you speak in a baby voice, you're like, this is fun. And then the second you realize oh, that was accidentally recorded and you hear it back, you're like, oh, I have to drive off of a cliff.
It's actually
I have to
horrible.
real life drive off a cliff now.
100%. Because when I'm talking in a baby voice, I'm picturing myself as
Can
a
we
little
hear it?
chipmunk.
No.
Absolutely not.
No.
Yeah.
Maybe the only thing I would
Yeah.
never.
Mother.
Yeah. If you had a gun right now and held it to both of our heads and you were like, do the baby voice or I'll shoot you,
We'd be
I'd
dead.
be like, and I've loved the time I've had with you.
Not in a baby voice. You
and
wouldn't even say it.
no, I would say it in my big adult voice.
I think I've had baby voice kicked out of me. I think I can't do it anymore. I used to do it for one relationship, and then now I'm like, well, why the fuck would I ever do that? And so
I talk to people I date the same way I talk to my dog.
I talk to your
Which
dog,
is like,
in a baby
hello, doctor. I call my dog doctor.
I love that.
Yeah.
And I go like, hello, how are we today?
Syd's dog is Dr. Anthony Fauci.
I love that.
Yeah, I'm new to baby voice. I had never done it before.
Yeah.
Kendall brings out a lot in me.
I'm like very I'm just I'm like an awkward guy. I don't really do. It didn't come easy. And then once it did, I was like, oh, okay, I get this. And then now I'm like, why would I ever have done that?
We gotta
Yeah.
get
Why
the
did I
baby
do
voice
that?
back in
So
you.
the video of you proposing
Yes.
has the baby voice, and therefore it will never see the light
And
of
your
day.
beautiful
that
haircut that
and
you
my
love.
hair, and
Yeah.
I look terrible. And also, I'm confused, and I'm going, what? It is absolutely horrible.
Yeah.
And I felt so guilty because I was like, you only get proposed to once, or I hope to only be proposed to once. Well, actually, maybe I hope to be proposed to a lot, but I'm only going to say yes once.
Right.
So maybe a lot of people are asking me for marriage,
Sure.
but I'm not interested.
Right.
But so I was like, I just fucked up. There's one time I fucked it up. I felt so bad. And so now whenever I see people get proposed to, I'm so impressed when they do.
I made
Yeah, there's a
I'm
lot
like,
of.
God, that's good.
I think the same way when I see the videos, I'm like, how'd you do that? I feel like I would be like,
it actually requires outside effort. It requires what you were doing. In that, my friend got proposed to, and she's one of those people that she would have liked her nails to look good in the photo.
Yes.
So her fiance, they're about to get married. Her fiance was like, can you take her to get her nails done? And I was so worried that it was going to be obvious that I started months before. I was like, let's just get our nails done every month so that, but
What a
it
good
requires
friend.
that effort. And otherwise, because no one, if it's a surprise, you're not going to know
Yes.
that you should be cute. And also you don't need to be cute, but if you're a person who it would be important for you to be cute in that moment, then the team has to come in. The outside team has to come in. You got to do some sociopathic lying.
Yes,
to your
I
friends.
guess I was just surprised. It was a surprise because we'd talk about it so much. We designed a ring together.
But I think
it
the
oh,
was
you
it
designed it.
Yes,
It's so pretty.
Thank you.
You designed it together.
Well, I mean,
know.
yeah, professional ring
Okay,
maker.
sorry.
Do
I
you know what
I had a
actually
medal. I was in
really
there.
don't know how this works at all.
Got it. Yeah, we went and
So
saw
it's
a very
that's
nice
fucking sick.
Yeah.
woman who
I sculpted this
helped
myself.
us with all
Yeah.
the choices.
It's coming from somebody who has not been asked to be married.
Sure. No, I mean, listen,
So I
all
was
the
like,
marriage stuff
okay, fucking sick.
is crazy.
Yeah.
And I
You
wish,
made it yourself?
I wish we had made it ourselves, but a very nice woman at a company helped us make it. But I was like, we made this ring. We've said
They
we're
tried
gonna
to
be.
upsell sell you on fucking everything?
No.
Good.
No.
I used to be a jeweler's assistant. Anyway, continue.
Wow. No, they were so nice. It was great. But yeah, I was like, oh, you're surprised. And then I was like, have I misunderstood everything that's happened the last couple years? And I was just like so confused. But then you got excited. And then underneath that, there was like a little thing that was like, let's go to Palm Springs. And then we went to like a fancy place in Palm Springs for one night.
See, that is sick. Like being
fun.
like, it's like also a surprise vacation.
Surprise vacation is you can't do better than surprise.
I never
vacation.
had a surprise vacation.
Surprise vacation, everything.
Wait, I want a surprise vacation.
You know, I
Okay,
met
I'll
someone.
plan you one.
I met someone in New York who it was his birthday, and his wife for his birthday was like, get in the car, we're going to the airport. And it was a surprise trip to New York, and everything planned was a surprise. And we were like, what are you doing? And he was like, I don't know.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Hey, I gotta call my dad and be like, hey.
Yeah. Hey, I know we're sleeping in separate beds.
Separate
But
beds
can we
now.
surprise you with a
Do a
vacation?
surprise vacation.
Yeah.
He'll do it.
That's
He'll
beautiful.
do it.
Yeah,
That's
it was
like so
great.
fucking great.
I know you guys have been out of the dating game for quite a while now.
Yeah.
Or how long has it been really?
Oh, 5 years. Yeah.
We still
not
think
very
You
We're
guys
still
are
dating.
famously and loudly poly.
5 years?
Yeah, 5 years. Yeah.
Okay. Well, really quickly, I just want to show you what it's like. I just saw this ad, and I just think we should all see
Oh no.
Good.
what dating apps are now.
I can't wait. I'm excited for this. I loved dating apps.
Me too. I miss it sometimes. I'm sometimes like, should we
It's
just
like
go
a
on?
video game.
I used to fuck with
So
people on
fun.
dating apps, and that was all I would do. I would just convince people I was in a cult, or like I would just like fuck with people, and it was like the least socially acceptable thing ever.
Sure.
But
I feel like I've met so many friends from dating.
I think
like,
dating
nice
apps are for
people.
friends. I think dating apps are for meeting
Yeah.
friends.
I
But
think
that's
it's
just
nice. Yeah, sometimes I'm like, why am I not on Hinge anymore? And then I'm like, oh.
oh
I
right.
don't know.
You.
But I had a friend come into town a while ago who was on the apps, and we were all doing it. And I was like,
Oh, did you
my
project it onto the
God.
screen?
It's so fun.
No,
No,
but
we all just huddled directly next to
fucking
each
fun.
other, but
Classic
that's
way.
much more
It's
fun.
just fun.
We gotta be
It's
doing
so
that.
And it's also fun to see what, like, because especially with Hinge and stuff, like they curate it for people.
Yeah.
So it's fun to see, like, what does the algorithm think is your person?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, I didn't even know that. So that is
Yeah.
actually, because some girls, some straight girls I know will be like, they just show me the worst, like perverted guy. And now I know maybe I'm
Probably
like,
because they have pervert energy
They're
too.
a pervert, yeah.
I only know that one of my friends told me, so I guess that's not very reliable.
No, I believe her. I
that's-
believe
You
her.
didn't see the
But
documentary.
yeah, and my friend Corey said something where he was like, "Ugh, dating apps are the worst because it's like they just put all these amazing people behind the like rose thing. You have to buy a rose. Like, look, it's the perfect woman." And I was like, Corey, that's your perfect woman. Like, every person they're showing you is exactly your type.
Yes.
So
Curated
I
to
know
you.
for a fact, like, obviously, like she's great and she looks great, but I know for a fact that
Yeah,
this
this is your type. This is not necessarily every single person's
This
type.
is why I
Yeah.
believe in, I think friends, we should be doing friend arranged marriages because I am just like,
100%.
Not a bad
I
idea.
know, because I do think there is something to it of like, here's the compatibility.
Yeah.
Figure it out. Now, obviously, there should be boundaries and limits that have to happen.
I don't understand.
But I don't understand why a parent would have to, like parents should not be picking who you date. That's crazy.
Yeah.
No.
But I'm like, I feel like there's some friends I have who are like, I cannot find anyone. And I'm like, if you gave me 10 minutes.
Yes. I'll
and
find
Google,
you
Yeah,
one.
no, 100%.
I will find you your perfect husband.
We've definitely have experienced a lot of friend setups that have gone well.
Yeah.
And they tell me there's no spark. I say, I don't care.
Yeah,
That's
it's
important.
not about that.
Problem.
No, but it's not
Figure
about
it out. You
You're
got
not not my circus.
Yeah, what I'm always like, is he going to be good in a custody battle? Then that's who you need to date.
Yeah, it's like, does this person care if you live or die?
Yeah.
That's really important, and we really don't pay enough attention to that. We
Yeah.
go like, well, my pussy is vibrating, so it doesn't matter if they care if I live
I don't
or
know
die.
why I didn't like the word vibrating with that.
Yeah,
You
I don't-
love
my
the word
pussy
pussy,
is
but you
vibrating.
didn't-
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
I was like vibrating.
Jordan hates when I say pussy in a non-sexual way. Like if
really?
I'm
Oh,
ever
like you're
just like,
if you're
pussy-
calling someone a pussy.
No, like not in
No.
a moral way. They like find it like I guess we have to be like fully having sex for me to say pussy.
Got
But if
it.
I just casually am like, well, yeah, my pussy, they're like, ew.
Yeah, I will say I kind of get that. There are certain words where I'm like in a sexual context, I'm like, fuck yeah. And then in regular life, you're like, ew, what?
There are certain words referring to female anatomy, and I think this is just internalized badness in my head where like I can't even bring myself to say it because it grosses me out.
No, there are some bad ones.
About,
I
like,
think
my
it's
own
because
body and stuff.
there are some that are like bad.
They're
that,
so
like, shouldn't
medical
exist.
sounding.
Oh,
You don't like saying
I
vagina.
think we're
You
thinking
say
of different
pussy.
ones.
Oh, you're talking about like,
No, I like
because
that
I
one
love
too.
saying, but I
love
rarely
that
say
word.
it in reference to a
Me too.
vagina.
Sure. I'm thinking
I
of
need
like
using that word more.
Oh, it's so fun.
gash
I
or
was thinking
slit.
Yeah,
Those ones are bad.
Yeah.
Occasionally, like
Hole's
when I
crazy. If somebody said
Yeah.
hole, I'd be like, butt.
yeah,
I would never think vagina.
yeah,
That's
or like a lot of like my holes. A lot of that stuff, I'm like,
No way.
I
We have
mean,
s-
in a
we have
sexual
7.
setting, sure, but
We have
like,
7.
Wait. What?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
yeah, but like
I was like,
outside
oh,
of that,
no.
it's like, I don't know.
Oh, women have 8, I guess. Well, people assigned female at birth have 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just like I don't know. I don't want to in casual conversation be like,
You don't like
my
being like,
gash.
you don't want
Yeah.
to be like, my slippy gash. You don't be like,
Give me gash.
yeah, my slippy gash has
Yeah.
been awesome recently.
And that's normally why I go to the gynecologist
Yeah,
because
to
it's,
just
it's
talk
doing
about,
so awesome.
because it's doing well.
Yeah.
And I need to brag.
My gash is doing so awesome.
Yeah,
That's like in erotica. There's a lot of words that like I'll read like smutty erotica, and the things they call their vaginas there. I'm like, this is crazy because actually this is never used outside of erotica. Like
Center.
Yeah.
my center.
My center.
My
Huh?
center is quivering.
I've seen in erotica a male part described as a member.
Oh, yeah.
Member.
They love
and
member
that
in erotica.
is like really don't like
yeah,
that.
his throbbing member.
That's another thing. I truly cannot tell what's AI and what's not. Like
It's
I'm
hard.
I'm really bad, and early on I was bad. Like I sent Jordan a thing. I panicked. I came in the room screaming. I said, "There's been a sinkhole at the Grove. There's been a sinkhole."
Oh my
That's
God.
AI.
And Jordan was like about to text their friend who worked at the Grove. I was like, "No, it's huge." Jordan looks at the video. I didn't even
I
notice
was like,
this.
that is fake.
There was like police officers whose heads were disappearing.
Yeah, like 7 fingers.
Yeah.
It's like,
I was like,
yeah,
that's
that's not
fake.
real.
She sent me a hotel recently and she was like, look at this hotel that's made of sand. It looks like a big sandcastle. I was like, that's AI. You
That's the
stupid
thing. Is
idiot.
like, I think I can tell for sure when a person is AI
Yeah.
or when a living being is AI, but I can't. It's harder for me to tell when like a building is AI.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Okay, here we go. So you found this dating app online.
This was advertised to me.
Sorry about the eye, Captain.
I just wear this to get pussy.
Find your first mate on SeaCaptainDate.com.
Download the Sea Captain app. Chart a fresh course in romance today.
Also, can you go to their page because every single ad they have for SeaCaptainDate.com has that guy in a recording studio at the end, and he's always about to leave.
Does that man have a podcast? Is that real?
I don't think so.
That man
Wow.
has a reaction podcast, and it's #1 on Spotify. What?
These boobs are meant for sailing and
Boobs are meant for sailing, and sailing's what they'll do. And one of these days, these boobs will motorboat you. Find your first mate.
I would
on
sign up.
SeaCaptainDate.com.
I would sign up based on that.
are crazy.
Download the Sea Captain app. Chart a fresh course in romance today.
And he's gonna leave.
Wait, the riff in the theme song is insane.
Yeah.
And what I hate about this is, this woman found this job on Actors Access and had to do 9 auditions.
Yeah,
Yes.
9 auditions.
And she cried and called her mom when she got it. I probably auditioned for this and just didn't get it.
Oh
Yeah, she
my
went to Boston
God.
Conservatory.
I don't
not
think
AI?
so.
It
Well,
might
that
be,
one definitely
whatever it
isn't.
is,
What's the guy? Oh yeah, the guy in the pool is good.
It would be better if it was AI, I think.
I fucking love this idea. It's so relaxing.
Find your first mate. What does that mean?
I don't know. It's kind of confusing.
So is it for just captains?
I don't.
I feel like it's for older men.
it's to find your first mate
It's
on
probably to find your
SeaCaptainDate.com.
So
it's
that's not clear. They need to work on that.
Is it captain for captain or can
I
civilians join?
don't know based on the ads alone. Oh yeah, the guy with that one's good.
What the? How did you find this?
You can't even swim, Jim. Landlubber.
Find your first mate on
I-
Sea Captain.
I've never been more confused
No. It's
in my life.
wildly confusing. But it's a dating app for sea captains? Question mark.
I love it. I would join to meet like an old lesbian sea captain.
Yeah,
like
that would be
Captain
awesome.
Sandy from Below Deck.
I fucking love Captain Sandy.
Yeah.
Wait, this one's crazy, guys. I'm sorry. What the actual fuck?
This
Growing
one's
up Shirley
another.
Temple.
That one's another.
It
motor.
looks like
Motorboat?
Can I motorboat you?
Okay, so I will say I'm far enough away from the screen that I can't tell you if it's AI or not. But
Some
it's
of them
not
for
made
sure
by
are.
people.
No.
No matter what, it's not
Made
human.
by aliens, it's not AI. It's made by people who've never been on this
Yeah.
planet.
I do love a super, super, super fucking niche dating app though. Like
Yeah,
the
me
farmers
too.
only and everything
I
from
love
there
it.
on like sea captains only. Like, let's fucking go.
Well, these people have very specific lifestyles.
Yeah.
A farmer, a sea
Yeah,
captain.
yeah.
I'm like
air, what are they called?
flight attendants.
Flight
What
attendants
were you
only.
going to call them?
Yeah.
Air ladies.
Air ladies.
I was gonna say, there can be men, but there
Yeah.
still would be called air ladies.
I just recently was seated in an exit row, which was lovely, and had a lovely conversation with a flight attendant. And I was like, there should be a flight attendant reality show.
Oh,
and the
100%.
fact that there isn't is kind of crazy.
Okay, so that's
Sky below deck.
Yeah.
yeah,
Above
ground.
Above ground.
We did it!
Oh, we did it! Somebody call Bravo.
Above ground.
They kind of had a show. What was it? That show that was like about airports. Because which
I don't know what you're talking
you
about.
do because I showed you a clip. And
No.
Okay.
You never showed me that.
I guess we
She
won't
never
know,
showed me
'cause
that.
My memory's so bad. It was that show about like it would just take place in an airport's reality show, and it would show people having like freakouts. Like,
Yeah.
No, that was not a reality show. That was
us at the airport.
That was us at the airport.
That's iPhone footage.
No, it was. It was like people having freak outs
Got
at
it.
the airport.
I will show it to you later. It is a reality show. I'm telling you.
But no. Okay, yeah, I hear what you're saying. It's like you would know some of the characters of the people that worked at the airport,
Right.
But I feel like I don't know. Now I'm second guessing myself.
No, it's reality.
Do you think that in the same way that like TikTok, you can get really big on TikTok if you just go for a niche?
Yeah.
You know, instead of trying to appeal to everyone, because that's impossible. Like, do you think dating apps should appeal to more niches like this?
Yes.
Yeah, what are other dating apps that should exist?
I think that there should be a dating app that you can sync up to any kind of food platform that you have. So like Yelp. DoorDash.
Yeah. Date Dash.
Exactly.
Date Dash.
Exactly. And you hook it up to like
Door
Yelp,
date.
your DoorDash, your Uber Eats, whatever.
It would be called Eat Me.
Eat
Oh.
me. That's good. Eat my pussy.
Yeah.
Eat my gash. Eat my gash. Eat my gash. DoorDash.
Wow, DoorDash.
Oh, DoorDash.
Good.
Nightmare.
Date gash for like it's a pun. They're like
Yeah.
Date gash. It's
Date
a pun
my
on a pun on a pun. It's date my gash. And
You
if you can't.
moved so far away.
You know,
No,
see,
it's
Captain
perfect.
Date. It's date my
Okay,
gash.
so it's DoorDash.
DoorDash.
Incredible. And what it is you sync up your food
Gash?
ordering platforms
sync up
and
your
your gash.
gashes.
You upload a picture of your gash and then you sync up your food platforms like Yelp, like DoorDash, like Uber Eats, whatever. And then it
Yeah.
syncs you up with people who have similar culinary preferences
Yeah.
to you. Because I think most people in this day and age
Yeah.
want to share food.
Yes.
And to have a partner that you have like a totally opposite
Oh
palate
my God.
with
Yeah.
is so hard. It'll help people who are like, if you're both celiac, you
Yes.
can sync up. And then,
Yes.
if you're both vegan, if you
Or like,
both, you know.
people can put like, I will date a vegan even though I'm not, and like, because like
Sure.
I am supposed to avoid gluten.
Yeah.
And sometimes in relationships, I would just be like, no, I'm just kidding, because I just didn't want to seem like an LA girl, and,
Yeah.
and I didn't want to have to like explain Hashimoto's hypothyroidism all the time.
I also have Hashimoto's.
Dude.
Yeah.
How long for?
Sorry if you don't want to show that, Jordan. I immediately just
know.
pointed to you.
I know.
No. How long?
I've had it diagnosed for 10 years.
Okay, I've had it diagnosed probably for like 7 or 8.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you? Well, yeah. We'll talk.
We
about
got to
this.
talk about
Yeah.
this.
I mean,
I'll
it's.
tell you this right now. I'm doing nothing and I'm on nothing.
You know what?
And I'm
That's fine.
struggling.
But I do think I'm getting worse every day. So I think
that's good.
I think the energy thing is the biggest thing.
that's
It
good.
makes you when you get too tired and cold and sad. That's when I think it's a good thing to like. Because I got so tired, cold, and sad, I couldn't stay awake in class. And
I've
so,
never been cold once in my life.
oh, I love that.
But I
Did you
am
have hot flashes?
tired. I do have hot flashes.
I had hot flashes because when a chunk of your thyroid bursts off, it sends
They are weird.
it sends like a flash of like sweat through your
got
body.
me bunions
my
with it.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, and when it's Hashimoto's, you're always attacking yourself. So anyway,
Wow.
What-
Wouldn't that be great if you could go on a date with someone based on like, let's say that my
Yeah.
specific order at a restaurant is like this order with these modifications. Like I get a bean and cheese burrito, extra cheese,
Yep.
griddled,
Yep.
add cilantro and onions inside, extra sides of salsa and a side of sour cream. Dr. Pepper on the side. If it could sync me up with someone that had that same order.
or something else you would want.
Yes.
No, that's
Because
perfect.
Sharing
because
two good entrees is the best part of a relationship.
it's also it tells you kind of what type of person you
Yeah.
are. Of like, oh, well, these are the type of restaurants I like. Of like, okay, so you're like a little adventurous.
Yes.
You like this kind of thing. You like that. You know, that's like a great idea for a dating app.
That's my concept. I think it would be really helpful. And then I also think that the people you're meeting, you would still at least have some common ground with. So it makes it easier to go on a first date because you have shared experience.
Easy to get that
Or-
gash.
Easy to
Get
gash
the
up.
cash.
Gash
And then
up.
if you don't date, you maybe have a friend that you have something in common with.
And
That's great.
worst possible scenario is you have a great meal.
And that is
Yes.
and that is not always a given on a date.
So
Sometimes you don't have a great meal, and if everything else fails and you have good food, that's great. I think there should be a dating app for single parents. I don't know if this already exists. Single parents to date other single parents. Because I watch so much true crime, and it turns out the biggest chance you have of someone scamming you and either trying to kill you or pretending to be someone they're not is when you're a single parent and you think no one will date you. So you settle for someone who love bombs you, and any like show that's like, who the fuck did I marry? Or like, my husband lost his mind and lied about his personality. Like all those shows are like, she was a single mom and she was like, I guess I'll settle for this. So I think we need single parents to be paired up with each other, and everyone has to have a psych eval.
It's also like an excellent way to get a lot of Brady Bunch stories.
Yes.
Like really cool stories
And then
about
you can-
these like fun combined families.
You can become influencers,
sitcom
right? You can
energy.
become influencers.
Yeah,
and
you get a bunch of good
influence.
sitcoms.
I love that.
I also think that like there's dating apps, but I do think there should be dating traps.
What is
Say
that
more
mean?
about that.
Like I think some people need to be trapped and labeled.
Is this like To Catch a Predator?
Yeah. Like I think we do one called Ageless, and we see who signs up and we just put them on a list. Or like one about cheating where it's like the secret cheating app where it's like cheating is so fun.
Ashley Madison.
But the purpose of it, it's not an actual dating app. It is a dating trap. I think that we need more people held accountable in the dating app space.
Well, it's
you
kind
know?
of like Rate My
that.
Teacher, like Rate My
Yes.
Professor, whatever it is. So you can go like search their name on the app, and people could have left comments. That person has no control. Like I could be like, I dated this person, and then maybe you can review their profile, so you can go to whoever left that comment.
Yes.
And if they have like 2 stars and all their comments are like, she lies.
She lies. She's
crazy.
had a lot. Yeah.
You know, she's not a reliable narrator.
So then
Yeah,
you have to go to the
100%.
other reviews, or if they have like a bunch of 5-star reviews and then one really bad one. So
Because there's apps where it is like Yelp for guys where it's like, oh, we're rating, and I downloaded one of them because I thought it was really funny, and now I get notifications every day. They're like, watch out for Brian, and I'm like, I don't need this anymore, but I did download it. And that is the problem. Is it's like there's no fact checking. There's no like second opinion of like, but is someone just on a mission to fuck with a bunch of people? Because not to say that always happens, but it can happen.
But it should also link to their Instagram, because for some reason I feel fully confident if I look at someone's Instagram, I can immediately tell
what kind of person they
if they're well or not.
If they're
not,
well or
yeah,
I can
100%.
immediately, I watch one Instagram story and I scroll for a second. I'm like, I got it. I can totally tell they're healthy. They have no mental health issues.
Yeah. Or they have like relatable mental health issues like me, but not.
It's the new background check.
Yes.
100%. And I feel like I get to decide who's who. I think there should be a dating app for lesbians specifically.
Is there not?
No, I'm sure. No, there are.
Oh, I was like, what the fuck?
This one's specific to lesbians where I'm just copywriting other stuff. Like it's called Hinge. No, it's for lesbians, and it's almost like a 23andMe, but not. Okay, so you're not gonna have to send in your DNA, don't worry. But you click on someone's profile and it immediately links you to like a tree of like who they've dated, who's also on the app, and then their profiles, and then you can see it puts like a check mark or an X based on if they're still following
Friends. Or
following them on Instagram or friends.
That's so
Good
smart.
to just know.
Because I tell you, I'm sure this happens across all sexualities, but I have literally seen recently multiple lesbians get married and they're officiant.
Yes.
Is an ex.
And-
Is an ex.
and
I'm like, God already, from what I've heard, doesn't like us. So maybe let's not be doing that at a wedding. I'm sure he's looking down going, and this is why. This is why
I mean, but I think that makes sense. Like I've seen, like I was.
You think it makes sense?
No, I think it makes sense that in like heteronormative dating communities, there's a lot of breaking up and fuck that person, I hate that person, because I don't know, they just chose each other for, I don't know. I just find it, I have more queer friends who are friends with their exes or people they've hooked up with. More
But
so
they've
than
taken it, lesbians have taken it too far.
They took it too far.
Because
I can't say that.
lesbians, and they're obsessed with being like, oh yeah, well we're dating and then we met through our exes and her ex is now dating my ex and they live together and we're all still in a polycule.
Yeah.
But and it's like, you can be exes and be amicable.
Yeah.
I'm not like, fuck that person to any of my exes really.
No.
But
I they just put the word ethical before it. I'm like, ethical is
Cass.
about, you say this, ethical, I'm like, your makeup should be ethically made.
Yeah.
You can't just be like, well, he murdered my ex, but it was ethically done. I'm like, what?
The thing about it too is everyone says they're more ethical than they are. Everyone goes like, oh, my communication's so great. And it's like, maybe nothing wrong has happened yet. Like maybe it's just that nothing bad has happened. Or like people will be like, yeah, we're doing E&M, but they just don't do the E part. And it's like people do the E
E&M
part.
is what we're calling ethical non-monogamy
Yes,
now.
E&M. And people just do NM and go like, no, but
Sounds like a medication.
So speaking, no,
Like
speaking
If your doctor thinks E&M is right for you.
yeah, and he does not. And he does not. So speaking of bad Subway ads that were trying to be too relatable, this motherfucking ad was in every Subway car. It says one for every member of your polycule, and it has a bunch of iPhones. And then I will also note that right next to it says downgrade now. And I'm like,
What does that mean?
it's a secondhand thing. So it's like get the iPhone 6, like the iPhone 12 instead of the iPhone 16 because it's cheaper.
I would say it's really not a very straightforward ad.
They all say downgrade now, but I only know that because I saw a bunch of the ads. And one for every member of your polycule, downgrade now is crazy.
So they're saying to be in a polycule is downgrading from being in a monogamous relationship?
That's what I'm taking it as, but what they mean is get old phones.
I am surprised
Like don't
that
upgrade your phone, downgrade your phone. Get a secondhand phone for every member of your polycule.
I'm surprised this was greenlit. Like, I'm surprised there wasn't like a group being like, maybe we don't do that. I don't know. Just like one more thing.
It was crazy.
I have a pitch for a dating app.
Oh, I love
I realized that when I was younger, I really wanted to have sex for the first time so that I could get it over with and then do it the next time.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I don't want to do this with someone I care about because it'll be weird and embarrassing.
Oh, interesting.
So I want the first time to be with somebody who's just like, let's just get this
Rip
over
the Band-Aid
with.
off.
Yeah.
So I think an app that's like virgins only, and all the virgins just pick someone to get it the fuck over with.
Now we do have to have an age barrier.
Yeah.
Because
No,
you
it's
are-
definitely like
yeah.
adult, like 18 and over. But I think that like it's like, let's just do this once so we know what it is.
Okay, but should you? Okay, but shouldn't you be paired with like almost kind of like those language apps where you get paired with someone who speaks the language so you can practice?
Oh, someone who's done it before?
A sex pro.
A sex pro, like a dominatrix.
Yeah.
Can be
Oh.
paired with someone who's a sex pro.
Maybe that's an option. Maybe you can click that as a thing. But I think like the idea of being able to, in the same way that you like swipe through a Hinge or something and being like, oh, what is this person's vibe? What's my vibe? Should we just get this over with?
Yeah.
Because that's kind of, I think sometimes you just want to be like,
Yeah.
I think we do though for everyone who's male on the app needs to go through an intense background check. Because I don't love the idea of like, you can just get on this app and take a bunch of people's virginities.
But you know what's so funny?
Like,
I feel
just-
like we need that for every app. We're always like, we need to do background checks for every app because it's like any idea you could have, it's like, okay, but ultimately a man will come and attack you.
Yeah, ultimately you can die from this. But I think it's a good idea as long as no one's using it for evil.
I think everyone's always going to use something for evil.
That's such a good
and that's something we can't control.
Yes, I agree.
So I
And they'll
think,
still lose their virginity.
yeah, just keep your wits about you. Evil people need to lose their virginity too.
Yeah, right. I also think if it's a thing where it's like,
Probably why they're evil.
Yeah.
you're just trying to get it over with.
Yeah.
It's like, who cares if you get it over with a trickster? It's like
Yeah.
your whole thing is.
You don't want it to be
If they're
someone
doing
you
this
like.
the whole time.
Yeah, well, because you're like, I'm trying to get this over with.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it kind of doesn't really matter.
What's
if
it called?
somebody-
Band-Aid off?
I think it's called just like get it over with.
Beautiful. That's beautiful.
Gash it over.
Gash it over
Yeah.
with.
Yeah.
It's a pun on get it over with, which is
It's a
nothing.
pun on DoorDash.
Gash
Pun
it
on
over
DoorDash.
with.
Yeah.
Dash.
And it's all nothing.
Yeah.
But I think some people are like, I don't know, kind of freaks for being someone's first.
Yeah,
Like,
people love that
so I
shit.
feel like some people would be like, every night I go on and I find
And I
another
take someone's virginity.
Yeah.
But we need to be screening our junk.
I mean, it's also we would have to also do a vampire screen. Like, you don't want them to be getting virgin
Wait,
blood.
that's such a good point.
But you know,
didn't
that's like an
think
actual.
That's actually such a good. Yeah. It's like people who think they're vampires and they're like,
That's an
No, they don't think they are. They are.
They know. Damn. Yeah. They would love that app.
Yeah. Thank you guys. I know it's such a weird note to be ending on.
Anyway,
of
I'm
like,
done with this.
Anyway, I'm going to go lose my virginity. There's a person I found on my app.
we've taken up so much of your time, and I really
saying that.
appreciate you guys being here.
We've really been
This was
thinking
so
that hard.
fun. We are can I say that you're going to come on our podcast?
Yeah,
I
I'd love
You're
to.
also coming on our podcast.
Yeah.
Which I'm so excited about. All of our fans have been like, before we even mentioned that we were doing stuff with y'all, people have been like, you have to be on their podcast. They have to come on your podcast. Like, our listeners love y'all. So
we love you guys
we're
so much.
excited.
And
Yeah, this was
is
so
gonna be
fun.
So
This
freaking
is so
fun.
fun. I can't wait to hang out outside of work.
I know,
Yeah,
right?
very fun.
Yeah.
Tell everyone where they can find you if they
Yeah.
don't know already.
Yeah, so Happy Wife, Happy Life podcast, which we also film in this same exact space.
Love
if you're wondering. You can find that anywhere where you get your podcast, on YouTube and on Patreon. And then I am Jordan Myrick at JordanMyrick1CK across all social media platforms.
Yeah, and I'm Kendal Landreth on all social media platforms.
That's beautiful.
And we post every Monday.
I love that. I love a posting schedule. Okay, great. Thank you guys so much for being here.
You guys are so cool.
Let's end it on a really fun freeze frame.
Oh, yeah.
But before we do that,
check out our Patreon, everyone. We've got more shit on it always. We have uncut
you
episodes.
can get episodes early, uncut, uncensored.
Uncensored. And guys, they're all on the Patreon. And we also do Q&As. We do all kinds of weird stuff. We're going to start doing movie night soon. Yeah, we're going to start doing movie night. So you can pitch which movie you want us to hate watch, and we will hate watch it with you as a live stream. It's going to be a blast.
There are songs.
There are songs. Sid is uploading her own song. She's doing Sid's Bop. Sid's Bops. They're really upsetting. And you really got to check it out. You can find out what I'm diagnosed with on that Patreon. Guys.
And, we will see you next Tuesday. Freeze frame.